All right, what's up guys? Today we're going to be working on part 2 of Lincoln Jamie's Toyota pickup truck. We're going to start working on the rear cross member. We're going to get some stuff plasma cut out, cleaned up, and start mocking it up. Here we go. So we made some tabs. We got a little baby welder. And what other tabs we make? Made some tabs over here.
Tabby.
We're tabular. Soon we're gonna start cutting our cross member off of this piece right here. And we are gonna get going on this bad boy. Alrighty, so we got our cross member main piece cut right here. I'm gonna have to put 4 brakes in it to get it down. I'm gonna be using this Swag press brake kit, the finger brake kit, and a Harbor Freight 20-ton press. We got a little stack of little pieces of angle iron in here. It helps make a tighter radius bend. You're supposed to buy the right size stuff, but kind of janky, so let's get it bent. Alrighty, so I set it up. I got my little scribe line. Set that on the die. We're gonna use this little guy. We're gonna zero this. We're looking for a 40-degree bend, technically a 40.6. Ideally, it'll bend the same on each side. So this, once it gets to 20, should be the way to go. Peanut's here supervising, but you know, squirrel. I'm gonna have some spring back. I don't quite trust it, it bends all the way, so I usually end up doing it twice, but 20.2, that'll work close enough. I'm gonna set this here. I'm doing this one-handed, so bear with me. I'm gonna loosen this up. This. Take this out. Set this up. That's a brake.
Hey, I was doing it.
Yeah, look at you.
I'm ready.
So this is 0. We are looking for 40.6. 36.1. Got a little ways to go. We had to feed this one in through the backside. So we're going to be bending it. This one we're shooting for a 49.4 degrees. So we're going to be going to 20. Keep going. Going.
Slow down.
We are an equal opportunity employer here at the shop. So we got dogs, transmission building, race cars, VR6s. We even accept Volkswagen people, but here we go. Dang, we're shooting for 24 unassisted. He made it to 23.5. I do.
He does here. You got a drill right over there.
I don't know how much battery has left, but you're welcome to it.
I think I have
Milwaukee.
Oh, it's Milwaukee.
We found some. Alrighty, so we've been spending a lot of time getting all these brackets cut out. So we've got some probably upper control arm, lower control arm. These are some backing plates for those pockets. These are some frame caps. These are going to be part of the cross member. These are going to be what we cut out to use to capture the coil on the frame side. Over here, we got a little bit done. This is the start of our crossmember for the rear control arms. Should work out pretty good. We did have to drop down. I don't know if you guys are aware, but for whatever reason, Toyota stuff likes to hang way down. That is jacked up until it is touching the body. So that's about as high as we can comfortably go with this setup. Not sure how long this drivetrain's gonna stay in, so we're just gonna leave it there. It's actually gonna work out better, get these links real flat and parallel. And we'll still leave them probably about 22 inches on 42s to the belly, which I think is just fine. He's gonna be right about 110-inch wheelbase. I think it's gonna work out perfect. All right, so we're working on our belly pan. Some of these pieces that I cut and ground are getting welded in place. Got these little pockets cut out. I'm gonna recess just about 3/16. These lowers just so I can get more weld on them, make it a little bit stronger. Here we go. Getting more done on this cross member. It's really hot right now, just doing some welding. I've used this design before, very similar to a lot of dual triangulated rear cross members on the market for various 4x4s. Pretty proven design. I like the geometry on this one. It's gonna very closely mimic my Cherokee, which works really, really well. Has TNT 4-link on it. Go figure, I'm using a bunch of TNT products on this build, so if you guys need builder parts, go ahead and check them out. TNT Customs. They have pretty much everything from trusses to shock mounts to back half kits. Ooh. Alrighty, you can see the cross member back there, but it is not in. That is probably like 8 inches further back than it's supposed to be. I just put it up there to make sure I'm heading in the right direction. Got these upper control arm mounts welded on. I could not use a TNT tri-head. We're trying to use some control arms that I had sitting in my garage. They have a Heim and a bushing on them. They should work all right. So we're gonna use them. They're like 2-inch quarter wall. I have to make one of the sets a little bit longer, but for what we're doing, it's gonna work just fine. Kind of the whole thing with this build is budget, right? So we're doing coil springs and some Bilstein 5100s, not coilovers or air shocks. We're kind of using what we got, junkyard axles, everything else, but got these welded on. Shouldn't go anywhere. It's all 3/16. That's what the belly's made out of too. 3/16. I still got to put the upper control arm pockets on. That's kind of what I was doing. So getting these all, making sure we're shooting where we're going to be going. So scoot that back about 8 inches. We just got to get rid of these gross guys right here. James is supposed to be grinding all the factory frame stuff off, but it has been taking a little bit longer than anticipated, but we're coming along. Gonna box in that little corner right there and should be pretty much ready to roll. Alrighty, so I got the cross member mostly done. The only thing I gotta do left is I am gonna cap this. Thinking about capping this area or drilling some holes in it. We shall see, but sorry, kind of wobbly sitting on this back cross member. Got these pockets all welded in, some bracing done. I don't think I'm too bad of a welder. I think this stuff might hold together. Might put something right here maybe just so it resists bending a little bit, but really with all this stuff, it should be pretty good. And it will have another piece that goes underneath it for a skid plate that's gonna bolt all the way across. So it should be pretty good when that gets done. Got this upper control arm stuff all going on. Looking at it, I might have to readjust where I'm putting these. I scooted these out compared to the last set I did for these lower control arm mounts. Might end up having to scoot them back in just due to the angle that I welded these on. I thought I had it just right, but apparently I was just a smidge off. But alrighty, hopefully get some more progress done tomorrow. I'd like to see it on its own weight. Oh snap. Oh buddy. Alright, so been a productive day. The shop's a mess, but short of some 9/16" bolts, we've got ourselves a 4-link. Alrighty, so I've had the shop to myself the past couple days, good and bad. Was able to get this cross member done, the majority of our 4-link done. I had to lengthen our lower arms, We're missing some bolts on the driver's side lower control arm. I do not have them, so got to get those. I got to whip up a transfer case mount, and then this bad boy is going to be ready to go. It's coming along. I'm excited to see it. Transfer case mount. I got some coil mounts I'm working for the frame, some shock mounts that I'm working for, and then we're going to be moving on to the front end. I have these TNT Y-Link radius arms. I've used them before on a couple different Jeeps, and I really like the way they work, especially with this rear 4-link. Very similar to the Cherokee that I have, and pretty sure it's gonna work really good. So I'm gonna get this transfer case made, or transfer case mount made rather, and then do a little belly pan, and then it's time to start slapping that Dana 60 in. Alrighty, so we got the 4-link pretty much done. Crossmember is just tack welded in for now, but it will get welded. All on the bottom of the frame, the top of the frame there. Got Heims at the end, and then rubber joints on this side. Got room for our coil springs to go. We've been working on getting a transmission crossmember made. So both these drop 3 inches down. Gonna be a cool little flat belly once it's done, especially once we link the front. We're using a factory style, I believe, Toyota bushing. It's got a mounts to the transfer case and has 4 bolts that mount to this crossmember. We will be able to make a pretty flat belly with, we're either going to do UMHW or some like AR plate, so we'll see. Hopefully get this on its way here shortly. We're trying to make this front crossmember removable via bolts, so we're going to have one on each side going up and one on each side going sideways through the frame. Once we get that, then we can get these coils mounted. Made these little catcher plates, so the spring will rest in between there, and then a little bump stop that'll help get it on. So cool little things. Gonna be using these are JK rear coils, I believe, off of a 4-door. They seem to be pretty decent rate for this. We'll see what the ride height and all that turns out to be. We might have to cut them, and we might have to find another spring, but I guess that's a problem for later. Like, subscribe, let me know what you guys think. Bye.